Rory.
What's up, team? How's it going? Good to see you all. Give you some high fives. Hi. Hey, hey. What's going on, man? Thanks for being here. Hey, can I give you a hug? How's your mom doing? Hey, what's up, girl? How are you? Good to see you guys. The squad is here. Such good, G. Hey. Where's your little one? There he is.
Hi, Rory.
My youth, looking so good, man. Mad styles. Look at you. Hey, buddy. Can I give you a high five?
Where'd you get this from? Is this you?
Hey.
Hi.
Good to
This
see
one?
ya. Hey, thanks for being here. How you doing?
I'm good.
Good, good. Hey, I love your style. Looks awesome. Man.
Yeah.
Your shape was really good. Though.
This is Manveer, okay?
Let's do this. Now we're missing a little. We're like, yeah. Yeah, one job. What's up, you guys?
Hi.
Good to see you. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yo, picking up the class. Are these new ones?
No, what was the last time you saw me?
I haven't seen these ones.
Yeah, these are the new ones.
Nice.
Rory,
Okay, you ready?
Are you bored?
Don't be scared. You'll be awesome. You're gonna be on TV. It's gonna be so cool. Your mom. No, you'll be fine.
Raise this, or we're good? Perfect.
We got you. Bring Sam
Got
beside
your back.
you. Got your back.
Perfect. So my name's Khalid, and I'm a Burnaby South resident. This is the first time I'm able to vote in a general election, and I'm so excited to vote for Jagmeet because he has the best plan on climate change that includes workers, includes people like me. And you know, he's the one that's really out there fighting on issues like affordability, so people like me are able to live in the city that we grew up in.
Hey.
Thank you.
Hey, that's awesome.
Hi, my name is Vinveer. I'm a first-time voter as well. I'm
Hey.
voting for Jagmeet in the NDP because I feel as Jagmeet is truly an inspiration to me, as he's the only candidate that speaks out to me as a racialized young person. I also feel that him running for Prime Minister is a huge thing and a huge inspiration for almost everyone, every young person out there. I also am voting because he promised to lower cell phone plans. And as someone who pays their own and goes over sometimes as well, this is really important for me. And yeah, I'm very excited to be voting NDP in the advanced polls. And without further ado, here's our future Prime Minister, Jagmeet Singh.
So good. Wow. And if anyone knows Banveer, the cell phone thing is so true. Yeah, she uses it a lot, so that's awesome. Thank you, friends. I'm really excited to be here. Just voted, and it was a tough choice, but I went with Mr. Singh. Thought long and hard about that one, but yeah, I'm really excited. I want to encourage everybody to get out and vote. This is advanced voting. You can advance vote until Monday night, so get out and vote wherever you live, wherever you are. Get out and vote. It's important. Your voice matters, and really, it's an important choice you can make in this election. You can choose between the liberals, who are going to tell you that you've got to vote out of fear, or you can choose the conservatives, who are going to cut services for you, or you can choose someone who's got your back, someone who's going to fight for you, someone who's going to stand up to the powerful and the wealthy and say, you know what, let's work for people instead. Let's make people's lives better. Let's make these young folks who talked, their future brighter. That's what we're about. That's what this campaign has been about. And I'm really honored and excited to take your questions, because it's a chance for me to share with you the excitement that we're feeling and the fact that people really are seeing us as their champions. So thank you very much. Oh, aussi, j'ai juste voté et je l'ai trouvé tellement excitant d'avoir eu la grande honneur de voter. Et je veux exiger tout le monde de voter dès maintenant. On a la chance de voter jusqu'à lundi. Donc vote dès maintenant. On a un choix de cette élection pour choisir un gouvernement qui travaille pour vous, qui lutte pour vous. C'est nous, les néo-démocrates. On se bat pour vous parce qu'on travaille pour vous. Merci. Yes, you call it out for me.
Janice Dixon, the Globe and Mail. I'm curious if, in light of the fact that Mr. Trudeau had to wear a bulletproof vest last night, if you have increased your security at all, or if you will be.
I just want to say, just to start off, I mean, that's totally wrong that Mr. Trudeau is facing threats like that and that he's having to ramp up his security. And I want to let Canadians know you can have all sorts of opinions and it's okay to disagree, but there should never be fear for any leader from any party to feel like there's any threat to themselves. So I want to let Mr. Trudeau know that directly, that I'm sorry that he had to ramp up his security and it shouldn't be that way. For me, I really trust the work of the RCMP. We've got incredible world-class team that's doing great work, and I trust them to do their work, and I feel safe and I feel good. OK. Et après un follow-up, peut-être. Donc, premièrement, je veux dire à M. Trudeau directement, c'est tellement dommage qu'il a eu la nécessité d'augmenter la sécurité. On peut avoir des désaccords, mais c'est tellement important que chaque chef est sécuritaire, n'a pas des gestes de violence, des menaces de violence. C'est tellement important que tout le monde peut exprimer leur opinion sans avoir peur. Donc ça, c'est tellement important pour moi. Moi, j'ai beaucoup de confiance dans mon équipe. L'équipe ici avec moi sont incroyables, notre équipe de sécurité. Donc on croit qu'ils peuvent faire le travail qu'il faut.
The Liberals are trying to say, of course, that a vote for the NDP is a vote for the Conservatives. So what's your message to voters who are sort of, succumbing to that line of thought?
Well, I think for a long time, Liberals and Conservatives have taken people's vote for granted. They just assume that they're going to vote either Liberal or vote Conservative. And I want to say no one owns your vote. No one has any right to your vote. Certainly not the Liberals or the Conservatives. Certainly not the powerful people who have been putting so much pressure and making decisions happen in Ottawa that have benefited the rich but not people. I want to say to people, you own your vote. You can vote anywhere you want. Do not vote out of fear. Vote for what you believe in. If you believe in changing the direction of our country and bringing in the changes that we're promising, investments to healthcare, investments to lift up young people, to tackle the climate crisis like we want to win it, you can choose New Democrat. Don't be told what to do. Believe in yourself and vote for what you believe in. Yeah.
Just want to start by asking a follow-up to Janice's. Has there been any time that maybe you had a little bit of concern for your own security that came up during the election campaign?
No, I've not been worried about myself. I can tell you that the RCMP does a great job and I feel really safe and secure with their work. But I do know a lot of people in their lives feel afraid. That I met some youth in Hamilton where there's the rise of some hate groups that make it really scary for young people. They're nervous and they're worried about being out in public because they're seeing the rise of divisive politics and the divisive and hateful language. We know that there's been radicalization of people that are targeting new Canadians and immigrants, and that's scary. And we know that that's had some real impacts. In Quebec, people were targeted in a place of prayer, in a masjid, just because of their religion. So there's real fears out there, and I'm worried about people. I'm worried about young folks. They don't have all the security and protection that I have. I'm worried about them. En français. OK. Donc, non, je n'ai pas peur pour moi-même parce que j'ai beaucoup une grande équipe autour de moi, une équipe qui est tellement, on peut dire, un des meilleurs au monde. Donc, j'ai beaucoup de confiance dans mon équipe. Mais j'ai peur pour les jeunes. Parce qu'à Hamilton, par exemple, j'ai parlé avec quelques jeunes qui ont partagé des histoires d'une augmentation des groupes haineux à Hamilton et le fait qu'ils ont peur. Et ça existe à travers le pays. On a eu un attentat à Québec donc, où les gens étaient ciblés à cause de leur religion. Donc, il y a une menace de l'augmentation de la haine et il faut confronter ça. Donc, j'ai peur pour les gens, mais pas pour moi. Hannah, you got to come up with your own instead of follow-ups. I'm just joking.
One of the things she was mentioning is that Mr. Trudeau is now kind of focusing on you and the NDP. What does that make you think?
Well, normally you focus on someone you're worried about, but I don't think he should be worried about me. He should be worried about people. Why is he focusing on me? Why isn't he focusing on the struggles that people are going through? Why isn't he focusing on the climate crisis? Why isn't he focusing on the fact that young people are saying we're afraid for the future and that we're not sure about if we can go to university because it costs too much and people can't find housing and they can't get the health care they need? That's what he should be focusing on, and that's what I'm focused on. Bonjour. Oui. Pas 8 semaines. Flashback, oui, c'est ça. Donc, ce que je veux faire, c'est toujours de montrer qu'il y a un choix dans cette élection. Et je sais qu'il y a des partis comme les libéraux qui vont dire non, vous n'avez pas un choix, vous devez voter libéraux à cause d'un peur des conservateurs. Et je rejette cette assumption, je rejette cette idée, ce propos. Vous avez le droit de voter pour n'importe qui vous voulez voter. Et ce que je veux dire, on est toujours on est déjà vu à Ottawa des partis qui ont travaillé très fort pour les plus riches. Les plus riches familles au Canada, 100 plus riches familles, entre ces 100 familles les plus riches, 56 donnent des fonds pour les libéraux parce qu'ils savent que les libéraux sont là pour eux. Moi, je veux dire, si vous voulez avoir quelqu'un qui se bat pour vous, c'est nous les néo-démocrates. On se bat pour vous, on s'implique de vos enjeux. Et ce qu'on va faire, c'est d'essayer d'avoir l'impact maximum à travers le pays. C'est important que tout le monde sait que nous sommes un parti national. On veut être les alliés pour tous les Canadiens et Canadiennes.
Vous avez déjà dit que vous n'étiez pas pour travailler avec les conservateurs. C'est possible qu'ils forment un gouvernement minoritaire. À ce moment-là, est-ce que vous n'êtes pas condamné à ne pas avoir de pouvoir dans cette
Ce que j'ai dit, à cause de plusieurs raisons, les conservateurs ont déjà montré dans leur plateforme qu'ils vont couper des services. Pour moi, ce n'est pas acceptable. On ne peut pas négocier avec quelqu'un qui veut couper les services dont les familles ont besoin. Et c'est clair, au lieu de couper des services, les familles ont besoin de plus de services. Donc, c'est clair, avec ce propos, les valeurs des conservateurs par rapport aux droits des femmes, les droits des communautés LGBTQ, les propos des conservateurs par rapport aux communautés autochtones, la crise climatique, c'est clair, avec tous ces enjeux, il n'y a pas une façon pour nous de travailler ensemble avec eux. On est prêt de ne pas jamais appuyer un gouvernement conservateur minoritaire. Yep.
My question is fairly similar to Chris James.
Yep.
Along the lines of the scenario of a
It's good. It's like plagiarism going on over here.
But you were sorry.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry. I messed up your flow. Sorry. She was giving me that. She was giving me that. I had to say it just to be even, you know. But start again. Sorry, man. I threw up your flow, man.
We've already gone this far.
Oh my God, I messed it up. I'm sorry.
And you were very clear
Yes.
that you would not work with a conservative
Yes.
government if there was a minority situation.
Correct.
I'm just wondering if that was too soon. If you really shot yourself in the foot strategically, is there nothing that you could find in common with the Conservatives that would prevent another early election, a toppling of a government that would result in economic uncertainty and uncertainty for Canadians?
No.
Okay, so
After
what
seeing
is
their
the conservatives and that you're saying no for, and in such forthright and specific ways?
No, to be honest with you, we said it right off the bat because we knew what conservatives would do. We know that conservatives cut services and they make it harder for family. We knew that right away. And then they released their costing, which reinforced that incredibly. They showed very clearly that they're absolutely openly going to cut all the services that families need in a massive way. They put it out there. They're not hiding it. See, the difference between conservatives and liberals is that conservatives don't hide that they're going to cut. But with the liberals, it's not what they say in public, it's what they do in private. Privately, the liberals actually do very much the same thing. They privately put in place the same cuts that Harper put in place or talked about and proposed for healthcare, the 30 billion cuts that all the premiers came together and said, we oppose these cuts. Mr. Trudeau put them in place. So with the Conservatives, they're very open about it. What Mr. Trudeau, he does it behind closed doors. And that's why it's important that people know that with New Democrats, we're going to fight to make sure all our priorities are achieved. We're going to push and fight. And so no matter what happens in October 21st, know that you can choose me as your prime minister, or you can choose New Democrats to make sure we fight to hold all the things that we hold dearly and make them achieved.
It has been interesting that really the Liberals, Conservatives, and the NDP have all focused on this subject of affordability. That life is getting too expensive for Canadians. And again, where's the middle ground? Where are why do you feel that the NDP strategy of taxing corporations, wealthier Canadians, is a better strategy than the Conservative strategy of lowering taxes so people have more money at the end of the month?
So we looked at those strategies. This is very important. The Conservatives are going to lower people's taxes a little bit. They are definitely going to do that. They're not lying about that. But what they're not telling you is when they lower your taxes a little bit, the services you count are going to cost a lot more. It's actually going to cost your families a lot more in the long run. And you can look at all the things that matter to people. People are worried about the cost of healthcare. That cost is not going to go down with the Conservatives. It's going to go up. People who are worried about the cost of housing, the Conservatives are not providing any solution to make housing more affordable. Those costs are going to continue to go up. So the things that cost you a lot in your life are going to go up with Conservatives. We're saying if we come together and work together, the middle class, working class families are already paying their fair share. They are doing everything right, and they're still not getting ahead because the economy is rigged. And I'm saying that you're doing everything you can, but governments haven't done everything they can to make sure that people at the very, very top contribute their fair share. And if we did that, we can make sure housing is more affordable. We can make sure healthcare is more affordable. We could save families thousands and thousands of dollars. While Conservatives talk about saving you a couple hundred, we could save thousands. Childcare investments, healthcare investments, housing investments. These are going to save you thousands of dollars and make your life better. Yes.
Teresa Wright from the Canadian Press. A lot of your biggest promises will really involve, would have to involve a lot of provincial buy-in, things like healthcare, childcare. Have you had any conversations with the premiers to see if you have some of that buy-in, if, especially in a minority situation?
No, I haven't been spending time with the premiers on this campaign. I've been working with, connecting with Canadians and convincing Canadians that there is a better way forward and that we've got a plan to make their life better and to lower their cost. There are some plans that we can do right away that don't require working with the provincial governments. So 2 of those plans include our national dental care program. That would be a public government dental care insurance, effectively, that would allow 4 million Canadians, over 4 million Canadians, to immediately have access to dental care services that they otherwise could not afford. So that's a massive program that's going to mean a lot of help to a lot of families that we can do right away without working with the provinces. We'll certainly work with them because this will actually alleviate some of the pressures on provinces, but this is a program that we can deliver like insurance, employment insurance. It's a federal program that we're proposing. With the plan to lower cell phone bills, this is CRTC. It can directly mandate a price cap. And that's something we've seen in other jurisdictions like the States and Australia. We want to get that done here. We know we're paying the highest cell phone and internet fees in the world, and we can put a cap in place that would cap the prices at the average OECD rate. And then with students who have debt, they right now are being charged interest on their student debt. That's a federal initiative where the federal government's basically profiting off the backs of students. We could waive that interest immediately. So 3 of our 6 demands are things that we can do. 3 of our 6 priorities are things that we can do right away and don't require working with the provincial governments as much, but we know we'll need to work with the province to deliver on all of our priorities, and we're ready to do that.
You mentioned at the beginning that this is an advanced polling day.
Yes.
Talk about the significance of advanced polls, especially in a race as sensitive.
Well, advanced voting is just a great way to get out and vote because you've got 3 days. People have really busy lives and really unpredictable lives. Something might come up on the day of election where you've got a childcare. Because childcare is so unaffordable, you might have a position where you can't go out to vote, or there might be an illness, or there might be something that comes up and you can't vote. So when you've got these 3 days, I think it's really paramount to drive up voter participation, that people get out and vote now. For me, it's really important because I just want as many people to get out and vote. I know if people voted, we could actually change this country for the positive. We wouldn't be stuck between choosing between liberals or conservatives, which is what they want to tell you to choose between. I know if more people voted, we could do things differently, and I'm really excited about that.
Do you think it's
Hi.
possible for Andrew Scheer to become Prime Minister?
I'm not sure what people are going to choose, but I know certainly that I can make a better Prime Minister than Mr. Scheer. And if people want, I don't know.
Possible for him to become Prime Minister?
I think anything's possible, so I'm not really sure what that means. Like, anyone could become Prime Minister. I want people to choose me as Prime Minister, but I'm not sure who will be the Prime Minister, but certainly any of the major parties could win.
So it's pretty clear that you think Andrew Scheer is worse than Justin Trudeau. Why not encourage people to vote strategically and say, like, these are the ridings where we think NDP candidates really have a shot at winning these ridings, as opposed to possibly hoping to elect conservatives in ridings that, if your real fear is Andrew Scheer slashing government services, why not encourage people to say,
Okay, I get your question. Yes. That is not my real fear. My real fear is that people can wait 4 years. And whether they get conservatives that cut services or Mr. Trudeau, who continues to cave in to the demands of the powerful lobbyists and not deliver on the things that people need, people are hurting either way. people are not benefiting when Mr. Trudeau says he's going to end or he's going to lower the cost of medication. 4 years of a majority government and he doesn't deliver it. People are still hurting because of the cost of medication. When he promises to end fossil fuel subsidies in 2015 and then 4 years of a majority government doesn't deliver that, young people are still worried that there's been no action on climate crisis. So for me, it's the urgency. People need now to not vote for the status quo or vote for Mr. Trudeau, who continues to say great things in public but doesn't deliver them. In private, when he meets with, or his government meets with the lobbyists behind closed doors, he abandons the commitments he makes during the election. And it shows to me the pattern of behavior. You need new Democrats to get the work done. You need new Democrats everywhere. It's not, for me, strategic voting hasn't really changed the world and made Canada a better place. Strategic voting just makes you settle for less. And in your life and people's lives, I don't think you get better things when you settle for less. I think you should demand more. I want to deliver you more.
Wouldn't strategic voting allow you to do what you want to do, which is hold the balance of power against the Liberals?
I want to become Prime Minister, and I want people to vote their heart. I feel like this idea of strategic voting has not allowed people to dream big, and I think it's been a barrier to dreaming big. And I don't want anyone to ever dream small. I want people to dream big. I want them to demand more and never settle for less. And that's why I don't believe in the idea of strategically voting. Hi.
Stepping up with the Son of the Province.
Oh, cool.
Can you talk a little bit about, it looks like all the leaders are spending quite a bit of time in the Lower Mainland in the last few days. Can you tell me a little bit about your decision to spend time in these ridings and what that kind of represents for the last stretch of this election campaign?
Sure. Well, part of it was I really wanted to vote in my riding. so being here being here in Burnaby is always a lot of fun. I love to be back home. And as a British Columbian, it's awesome to spend time in the Lower Mainland and British Columbia in general. I mean, we want to be everywhere. There's a beautiful, huge country. It's hard to get across the whole country. This is an important place for us. We've got a lot of great New Democrats that care deeply about the goals that we have of bringing in healthcare, of tackling the climate crisis. And so we want to just build on the momentum that's building and the momentum that's growing. And here's a great place where we've got a lot of folks that see us as their champions. So I want to build off of that and take that energy across the country.
And just one last
Yep.
quick question for your wife, actually, if that's okay. There's been a lot said about the way your husband handles himself in confrontation and with the public. From your point of view, what can you tell us about how you've seen him conduct himself during campaign?
Well,
She's like, let me tell you some secrets here.
okay, so I am in no way surprised. I've been with you, we've been married for like a year and a half now. I've known him for a very long time, and he's always like this, the most compassionate, most understanding person, and this is true to who he is. This is a very unbiased, sounds biased, but it's true to who he is. It's true to his nature. Anything comes his way, it's like the first he'll rationalize it, and then he'll articulate the words. He never gets upset easily either, so I'm not in any way surprised. I sometimes get a little bit irritated, like, yo, just tell me how you feel. But his vibe is always staying super composed, and that's just who he is. He's understanding and very compassionate, and I'm not surprised though. So
Thank
there's that.
Yes.
Hi, Hannah. Okay.
Good pronunciation on the name.
So, would you classify yourself as one of his top, political advisors as well?
Oh, that's cute.
I think so.
You know what? I think so. Yeah, I'm gonna go with yes.
Don't me say it though. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like, truthfully, I'm his partner, so naturally you want to chat with your partner about how the day's going, or if there's certain events that were frustrating, or if it's a good day. So you're naturally going to talk to your partner about situations. So in those conversations, you're gonna want to give the best advice to someone I believe should be our next prime minister.
Hey.
So I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you're playing a big role on the ground.
Okay, for the record, I think campaigns are so much fun. I love the energy. I love the family that you create in a campaign mode. So being at the Burnaby South office, campaign office, it's true to me, and I truly believe that this is where you create and nurture future leaders. And so for me to be a part of it, and to see, even when we started during the by-election, to see some of our core volunteers start from there and how much they've grown, and now how confident they are and how much they're able to have conversations about politics or whatever interests them. So that to me is always the most rewarding part. And so I think it's been fun. It's been a good ride.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Here's the last question.
Yes.
Monsieur Singh,
Oui.
Monsieur Blanchet du Québec a dit que lui aussi avait reçu certaines menaces, qu'il avait menacé sa sécurité. Monsieur Trudeau aussi. Dans votre campagne, avez-vous reçu ce genre de menaces-là et comment est-ce que vous avez dealé avec ça?
Donc, je ne peux pas donner des détails de ce qui se passe parce que la sécurité a dit qu'il ne doit pas parler des détails, mais on n'a pas reçu des menaces spécifiques. Mais je ne peux pas donner des détails à cause de le besoin de sécurité, de garder le processus et le protéger.
Donc des menaces générales, mais pas spécifiques.
On n'a pas reçu des menaces qui m'ont avisé c'est une menace spécifique pour cette journée. En général, ils restent toujours en garde pour me protéger.
Can you have that in English, please, just because you're a bit more specific, I think, in your earlier answer.
Oh, sure. I think it's just because I try to be more specific because I don't want to mess up in French, maybe. But so we haven't received. I haven't received any. Like my team hasn't advised me of any specific threats. They're just doing their job to keep me safe, and I can't speak about specifics about what they do in general because it's important to make sure that they're able to do what they do without their process being divulged. So they're very clear about not providing any details. Thanks so much. Merci. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Tell us your name and the spelling of your name.
Oh, just for because the folks who spoke. 5 you did so good.